Okay. Okay, so to start out, let's just get in any position that feels comfortable and we'll just take a moment to drop in together. So you might close your eyes and we can follow the next 3 breaths. So just noticing any stories that we're arriving with, any challenges of getting here this morning, just taking a moment to notice, checking in with the body, and bringing our attention to the movement of breath. And then once you feel like you've kind of taken a picture of what you're arriving with, then we'll transition into movement. So I'll invite you to come to standing if that feels available. Otherwise, lying down, sitting, nursing your baby, whatever you need to do is totally fine. And really let it be a transition if you are coming to stand. No need to push yourself into a certain position. You can really find your way. And once you're in whatever position you've chosen, you might shake out your hands and feet, just letting go of anything that's not needed right now. So letting go of dust, cobwebs, any extra stress or excitement that you might be feeling in the body. And then from here, we're going to touch our bodies all over. So you might start out by rubbing your hands together. And then I like to start with my low back. So you don't have to watch and follow me, but you might experiment with this and see how it feels. And then you can create your own practice or continue doing this. So you might rub your low back. You might offer some tapping, just exploring the shape of the pelvis, the weight of the pelvis. And again, paying attention to how your breathing feels now, where you can feel breath moving in the body. You might run your hands up and down your spine, noticing the length of the spine, the curves in the spine, all the places that move as we breathe. And then whenever you want, you can shake out your hands and feet, just letting it go, rubbing the hands together. And you might explore bringing your hands over your eyes, noticing if there's any tension around the eyes, in the face, releasing tension behind the eyes, in the jaw. And then from here, offering your whole body some touch, some attention, some massage. So you might go from your head down to your feet, rubbing the scalp, around the jaw, maybe tugging on the ears, and allowing the breath to be long and slow. So we're filling everything up and we're emptying. You might shake out the hands again, tending to the neck, the chest, the shoulders, feeling the ribs. Maybe exploring the movement of the arms, unwinding any tension in the arms and the shoulders, shaking out each finger. So this is a really simple practice that can feel so good to do every day. And if we do this practice every day, we find that our bodies actually feel different each morning. So continuing down the body, feeling the chest, the breasts, the side body, the back, the belly, offering movement, touch, awareness. You might shake out the legs. Moving the feet around. Offering touch or attention to each toe. And then doing something to warm up the hips. Or offering yourself any last wiggle, any last movement that feels really yummy for you. So just following that, trusting the body. And then slowly, as you're ready, so no need to push yourself into any position, but just finding your way to a seat if that's comfortable, as we invite in more stillness. And again, especially if you have little ones, if sitting doesn't feel available or you didn't sleep last night and you really need to lie down, follow what's needed. I will say that for me, it feels easiest to find this type of really delicious awareness in sitting, because I get more information from the body and I'm less likely to fall asleep. But if you really need to take a nap, by all means, go for it. If sitting is available, you might rock the pelvis forward and back. So we're finding this beautiful seat where our bones are all stacked up. So if you have a pillow or a folded up blanket or towel to raise the hips up, that can be really helpful. And you might close your eyes. So just slowly transitioning from movement to stillness. So you might explore for a minute the connection between the pelvis, the spine, and the shoulders. Finding that place where your head balances right over your shoulders, right over your ribs, right over the pelvis. And then you might close your eyes. You might bring a hand to the chest, a hand to the belly. Just feeling the movement of breath here. So we don't need to do anything to the breath or breathe any particular way. But we might explore just allowing the breath to slow down and to be really long. So filling up our chest, our shoulders, our belly, the whole area of the back, all the way down to the pelvic floor. Relaxing around the eyes. We might imagine our bodies are like a snow globe, and all of the snow is settling to the bottom, allowing our thoughts to settle and releasing tension in the body. You might rest your hands on your thighs, allowing the shoulders, the chest to be really wide. Finding length in the spine. And noticing any thoughts that come up. And just bringing our attention over and over back to the sensations of the body that we're aware of right now. Noticing the temperature of the air on our skin. Feeling the support of the ground, our contact with the ground. Feeling the weight of the body. Softening the belly. Releasing the jaw. And when thoughts arise, we just allow them to arise. Without pushing or pulling, we bring our attention back to the breath, back to the sensations of the body. And if our mind follows a story or starts to make a plan, we just notice and we come back to anything we can feel right now. Noticing the taste inside the mouth. The gentle movements of breath, filling and emptying. Any sounds that we're aware of. Feeling the different textures of the body, the awareness of the bones, the softness of tissues, fluids. And even as we welcome in more stillness, noticing all the movement happening, the effortless nature of breath as it comes and goes without us having to do anything. Giving ourselves the gift of time, this short time to pause, nowhere else to go, nothing else to do. Just noticing what it feels like to be in our bodies right here, right now, together. And today we'll bring some extra attention to the area of the ribs. So you might notice the movement of ribs as the breath fills and empties. Noticing where the ribs connect in the front to the sternum, in our chest, and in the back, the spine, the middle part of the spine. Noticing as we breathe in, all the space that's created. And as we breathe out, letting go, releasing tension. Noticing if the ribs feel like one unit, like a cage moving together, or if there's any sensation of individual ribs moving on their own. Noticing any places that feel stuck or numb. Any sensations of warmth or tingling. And then you might slowly bring your hands to the area of the ribs. Maybe one hand on your chest, feeling the sternum, feeling the collarbones. You might bring one hand to the middle of the back, feeling the spine and the ribs where they connect. You might slowly explore with a little bit more movement, maybe allowing the ribs to push forward and back into the hands, or into the floor if you're lying down, into the couch or wall if you need more support. Noticing the connection with the neck, with the shoulders, with the pelvis and low back. And the connection with the breath. So noticing if it makes sense for you to move in one way or the other as you breathe in, as you breathe out. And there's no right or wrong answer here. You might explore circles with the spine, maybe releasing the hands here, or maybe keeping the hands around the ribs. Maybe staying in a certain spot if it feels really interesting or yummy or a little stuck. Maybe you pause right there. Releasing the shoulders, noticing the weight of the head. You might follow these circles a few more times, going one way and then the other. And as you're ready, slowly, if it's available, you might explore bringing your body down to the ground. Laying down on your back. If that's not available for any reason, you can lay on a couch or lean back on the wall or on a chair. Just exploring, finding some support for your spine and your ribs. Taking a moment to pause once you've found some sort of support against your back. If you're lying down, you might have your feet on the ground with your knees up so that you can really feel the back of your body against the floor or wall or whatever you found. And you might bring your hands on either side of your ribs, offering small pushes from side to side. So you can close your eyes here, staying with the breath, even as we're moving. Almost like cat's paws, pushing gently on the sides of our ribs. So we're not so much looking for a stretch or an exercise or trying to do anything in particular or change or fix any problems. We're just bringing awareness to the sensations of the body, and we're trusting the body to find its perfect alignment, its own sense of release, its own sense of filling and emptying and nourishing, filling each cell of the body with breath. And you might explore bringing both hands to one side of the ribs, maybe even rolling from side to side. Just noticing any places that feel warm, that have ease of movement, and any places that might feel a little bit more sticky or numb. So you might explore bringing your hands from side to side and rolling from one side of the body to the other. You can do this against the wall or against a couch too. And just following the sensations here and pausing whenever you need to pause. So if you haven't paused already, you might take a moment to pause, just letting that movement go. Closing the eyes, noticing the next few breaths. And if it interests you, you might explore finding each rib with your hands. So you might give each rib a little push, a little attention, maybe feeling the line in between each rib. Maybe you find a gentle bounce. You might offer a little push and feel that push back, almost a trampoline like bounce between the ribs. Going all the way up to the neck, to the area of the collarbones, exploring gently underneath the collarbones. And making sure that the breath still has lots of space to move. And being really generous with yourself, giving yourself lots of space, lots of time, and pausing, giving yourself stillness. And then slowly, as you're ready, if you haven't paused already, letting go of the movement, bringing one hand to your chest, one hand to the belly, if that feels yummy. Closing the eyes and noticing the next few breaths, noticing any changes in the body, any changes in the mind, just in this short time. If it interests you, you might bring both hands over the eyes, just taking a moment to settle in with a little bit of darkness, relaxing around the eyes, behind the eyes, around the jaw. And then you might offer this gentle touch, almost like water cascading down the body, going from your eyes down over the chest and belly, to the pelvis, to the thighs, and letting it go. And you might try this a few more times. Just gently caressing the body from the eyes down over the face, over the front of the body, down over the pelvis. Maybe one more time. And then taking another pause, finding the support of the ground, releasing the weight of the body into this support, holding us. And slowly, as you're ready, transitioning, coming back together. So this might look like transitioning back into sitting. Really feeling into anything that you find on the way, from lying to sitting, or if you found yourself in a different position, following the movement of the body as we come back together